a man on trial accused of murdering a beloved retired officer. Tonight, it's his chance to prove he's not a killer. As we join you tonight, the trial for Stephan Cannon is transitioning.
The prosecution has wrapped. Now Cannon's team must prove he didn't kill David Dorn during a night of chaos in St. Louis. News 4's Caroline Hecker is in court for this widely watched trial.
And Caroline, jurors now have some insight from the only supposed witness to the killing.
Well, Sam, that witness is Mark Jackson. He is a friend of Stephan Cannon's, and he admitted to the jury today that the two were out that night to take part in the looting. He said they got to Lee's Pawn and Jewelry shortly after 2 a.m. and went inside the store through a front glass door that was broken. Then Jackson testified while he was inside trying to grab some TVs, he heard gunshots out front, and unsure of what it was, he hid. He said a few minutes later he heard a barrage of about another 10 shots, so he continued to hide until he heard Stephan Cannon call out for him, and the two jumped in his car and left. He testified to the jury that car ride home was silent, but he says the next day Cannon called him to see how he was doing, and he said Cannon made a comment that scared him. He said that Cannon said, quote, I didn't want to do I didn't want to have to do that to him, which Jackson then interpreted as a confession. Now, defense attorneys grilled Jackson on the stand after his story, once he was arrested, changed to police 5 times before he ultimately named Cannon as the shooter, a move the defense attorneys say he only did in order to cut a deal. We also, earlier this morning, heard from the medical examiner in this case who conducted the death investigation. He says the retired police captain was shot in the thigh, in the hand, and in the chest. He also testified that those wounds, in his professional opinion, did not look like they came from a high-velocity round, which is important because in the surveillance video you see a man with a handgun and you see a man with a rifle. And we also heard today from a woman who was living in the apartment that Cannon was ultimately arrested and found at. She was given a series of still images from the surveillance video to look at back when this happened, and police say she picked out Stephan Cannon in just the second photo. And she picked him out, I should mention, wearing a white hat and a black tracksuit. That's important because prosecutors say the outdoor video shows the shooter in that same outfit. However, defense attorneys quick to argue that that white hat and that black tracksuit were never found at the apartment that police searched. Those defense attorneys kicking off with their first witness tomorrow morning at 9. We're live downtown tonight. Caroline Hecker, News 4.
We'll continue to follow this, Caroline. Thank you. The heat is on.